Sp4zie's and Planty.
Hello Yacht, Sp4zie's coming right at you. In the background you're gonna see footage of me playing Ezreal in a ranked duo queue, Diamond 5, and I'm gonna build him a little bit differently than what you usually see on an 80 Ezreal. This build is not particularly new, but to me it is. I found it just almost a week ago. Played a couple of ranked with it since, I had a decent amount of success, and when I played it on the stream, there was a lot of questions. So I decided I wanted to make this video a little bit of a build guide around the Ezreal TPA Bebe build. In the link in the description you'll find the whole guide on Mobafire. Hopefully I'll cover it all though in this video as well. So first off we're going to talk about the runes. You're going to run a quite standard lifesteal rune page for ADs, which means that marks are going to be attack damage flat, you're going to have your armor seals, you're going to have magic resist, scaling or not scaling glyphs depending on what you're up against, and you're going to rock your lifesteal quints. Masteries are going to be 21 in offense. The rest of the 9 there, you can spend them a little bit how you'd like. For me, these days, I go for a sort of like mix where I get some mana regen in the utility, and this is going to, work nicely with the build as well, as you'll see. But you can also go full out 9 in defense to grab some extra health and some extra armor. It's really up to you. Big point here, though, is, as the guide suggests, probably don't want to spend any points in critical hit chance. So Frenzy and Lethality is going to be left out, and you're going to put those points into Sorcery due to the fact that Ezreal has some AP damage as well. That is the general setup as we dig into the items. Start off with the Doran's Blades if you can. If not, then yeah, get something with a couple of pots. You can start boots and pots. I don't really prefer to do that anymore these days. I like to go for the longsword and 2 pots. You can also start with elixir and pots. It's really up to your liking. Your first item is gonna be the Spirit of the Elder Lizard. Oh yes. Which component to get first is up to you. If you need the regen, get that component. If not, get the longswords. However, this is the first item you want to build. You're going to follow that up with a sheen that you are going to build into the Iceborne Gauntlet. Pick up the normal boots when you need them. You're going to build those into Ionian Boots of Lucidity. And these are sort of your core 3 items. So what will this result in? Well, this is going to give you a sustained damage Ezreal, focused a lot, and I really mean a lot, around his abilities. His Q is on a very low cooldown as it is. Max that cooldown reduction, you're going to be able to poke from range, and you're going to be able to bring a lot of utility with your Iceborne Gauntlet. Now, Spirit of the Elder Lizard is sort of the big question mark here that people tends to have, because a lot of people build the Iceborne Gauntlet on Ezreal anyways. What's up with the Elder Lizard? Well, if you look at the stats for it, you got 45 attack damage. That's good. You got 10 cooldown reduction. For this build, that's good. You've got 14 health regeneration, you got 7 mana regeneration. These are good stats for this particular build, because you will not be building a Vamp Scepter, you will be using Lifesteal Quints and regen to sustain your lane. The Butcher passive, well, see it as a bonus for Drake control. It's not really what you're going for in this build, it's not the reason you're getting this item, but it's always nice. Remember back in the day when Rigos Lantern was a normal pickup for 80s bot? That sort of like extra proc on Drake is really nice in some situations. The extra 25% damage against monsters, well, it's a little perk, I'd say. But here comes the nice part. You got the Incinerate passive. Damage and burns the target for 6 to 40 based on the level. True damage over 3 seconds. Remember, Ezreal's Q procs all on-hit effects. This means that you will be spamming a very long-range projectile that deals a lot of damage, since you will be maxing and spamming it, but also because it will be proccing some true damage on top of that. And we're gonna put even more power into the Q with the Iceborne Gauntlet, alright? Let's talk about what you can build next. I like to go Last Whisper. This is not mentioned in the guide. I just feel like usually in ranked I end up doing a lot of damage to the beefier targets up front, and I'd like to, surprise them with that Last Whisper to sort of like, burn them down quicker so I can go for the squishier targets. The build that I linked suggests Mana Immune here, and yeah, this is a nice item. You will be able to spam indefinitely with that tier, and it will also give you a nice amount of extra damage once you get that item upgraded when you used all those stacks in the tier when it caps. So yeah, it fits really nicely into this build, but the problem is that it will take a little while before you get it upgraded, okay? Other items, you could get the Bloodthirster here, or a defensive item of your choice, but really it comes down to what you're up against. If you think that you'll be able to, get that Mana Immune upgraded in time, then get it. If you feel like there's a lot of armor on the team, get Last Whisper. You gotta be flexible here. So, key factors here is a very, very safe sustained damage from long range that also brings a huge amount of utility. That's basically what this build is all about. And it evolves a lot around the abilities of Ezreal. Not his auto attacks as much as an AD Ezreal with a standardized build, but more around chaining those Q together, pinning a target down, sort of dropping his HP low, and then your team coming in to finish off before he realizes he's out of position and has lost a lot of his HP. Yeah, I've always liked building the Iceborne Gauntlet, and when I found this build and I saw that it was such a key item for it, it was really easy to start liking this build. In the gameplay that you've seen in the background here, you've seen sort of the weakness of this build. We're playing against a Vayne, and we actually do not seize the upper hand early on, so we're not able to utilize the poke that is the Ezreal with this build. Instead, we get a little bit behind, Vayne gets the Dirt Blade, and she's now able to go all in and sort of win the trade because of the Spirit of the Elder Lizard is not as much burst as, for instance, a BF Sword based item would be. So far, I'd say that I have had really good success with this in ranked, since it is surprising for the bruisers that always goes for you to realize that, holy crap, he already has an Iceborne Gauntlet, holy crap, I can't catch him, holy crap, my HP is gone. If you like Ezreal at all as an AD carry, go out, try this build, and see how you do with it. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this little build guide type thing. Feel free to give me the little thumbs up or down so I know what you thought of this video. You can also add it to your favorites and share it on Facebook and Twitter if you really want to help me out. If you are new to my channel, go and check that out. There's tons of League of Legends content there. I've got a lot of fun stuff that you can watch. And also, subscribe so you don't miss anything coming out in the future. I went down really deep. This has been Sp4zie's, and I am out. Dudes!